We are live. Are we live and we back? Let's test the stream real quick on the phone. Yes, sir. It's Friday, baby. It's Friday. It's Friday. We back. Another TV placement live critique. Let's go. We are back with another live TV placement song critique. It's good to be back. If you don't know me, I go by XcaliberZero, the music producer you can grow with. I've been a full-time music producer for TV shows, films, and ads for about 3 years now. Yeah, since 2020. But I've also been in the sync licensing game, working on the back end as an administration as a music supervisor for 7 years for one of the major sync licensing companies for reality TV. I am now full time off my music, and I'm here to listen to your music and tell you why or why not it may fit for television. There was definitely music playing. There was definitely music playing. And if you didn't hear it, I was jamming, man. It's still on. I was jamming right there. We'll put on some music on here though. We got some stuff preloaded just in case. Let's play some Excalibur bops. How's everybody doing? Welcome back. We're gonna wait for some people to get in here. I'm gonna share the stream, get some people in here, and get back to the live critique. Let me get in Discord real quick and share it. Okay, we got that shared on one of the Discords. I got to put it in one more Discord, and then we're about to get started, man. Sent a whole playlist, no problem. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Welcome back, everybody, to the live stream. If you don't know me, I go by XcaliberZero. I already introduced myself, but what we have today is a live TV placement song critique. I'm going to tell you why or why not your music may or may not fit for television. First up, we're going to have everybody who has been in our Zero to Sync course and mentorship program go first. They had priority. They've already been submitting their music since this morning before I sent it out to the public. But if you're new here and you're trying to figure out how you can submit your music, go to the description below, click the Discord link. And in the Discord link, you'll see a channel that says Live TV Placement Song Critique or Live Sync Song Critique. In there is a link to send your music. You send it in that link. I'll review it. Only one song today per person, just because we have a lot of submissions. It's been a minute. So we're back and we're going to go through one by one through everybody's track. For everybody who's in the Zero to Sync course and everybody who is in the Zero to Sync mentorship, we will play 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes of your song. If you are not in the mentorship program, most likely we're only going to be playing about a minute to a minute and a half to make sure we go through all the streams. What is up, everybody in here? We got Roro in here. We got Denny in here. What's up, Denny? It's been a minute, Denny. My man Denny's like 12 years old, making music, killing it. Roro said he has a whole playlist. He said it's okay. We'll play one track from the playlist, no problem. We got the boy Revision back. Let's go. What is up, my guy Revision? We got Uplifted Productions. We are in the building. Yes, sir. We're back. I want to start off this stream saying we need some intention when we send our music to get critiqued, right? So what is your intention when you're sending this music out for me to review? Are you looking to get better as a sync producer? Are you looking to make this a full-time stream of income? Is this something you're dabbling in? I see a lot of people who get into the sync licensing space hear that it's lucrative and they think that it's a great avenue, and it is, but they're also trying to balance a ton of different things at the same time. I get it. It's hard because as a musician, you're trying to figure out something that sticks, and there's not a lot of reliable resources of income, especially with beat selling. When you're fighting against algorithms and you have to be a content creator and everything like that just to see some recognition. I can tell you right now that this is one of the most promising spaces. Is it saturated? In my opinion, no. There's so much opportunity and so much different lanes, but to some people, it's competitive and it may be hard. So my goal for you today is to find and ask yourself, what am I looking for out of this stream? You're going to spend time with me today. You're going to spend time with the community. You're going to kick it. My job is to help you along your sync journey. If you're looking to make that a full-time stream of revenue or even a part-time stream of revenue, a part of your creative journey, my job is to help you. So my question to you is, what is your intent with this stream? Got my boy X.E.L.O. What is up, my boy? What's up, X? We got Arvo in the building. Arvo's a beast. We got Revision saying it's a ton of work, but he loves it. About a year ago, I remember Revision was in the stream asking questions, trying to figure it out. Since then, he's been signed to a few libraries, and he's gotten several placements. He's killing it. We got my man Chikara in here. What's up, Chikara? We got Q. What's up, Q? You said test? I got you, man. We're in here. That being said, let's bring up the screen. You guys can see this link. This is a link where you can submit one song. This is in the Discord community. We're going to filter this by oldest, and the priority, like I said, goes to everybody who is in the Zero to Sync program. This is how we'll do it. We'll play 3 people from the Zero to Sync program, and then we'll move to 1 person who is not in there, and vice versa. So everybody who is in the Zero to Sync program should have listed it as Zero to Sync in the playlist, but it doesn't look like they have, which is okay. So we're going to go through oldest first. Let me make sure this is in order first before I do this. All right, first up, we got In the Light Music, who is in the mentorship program, and it's killing it, man. This guy's a beast. He has a really good disco player sampler, playlist sampler. Let's go. We're back. We're back. Let's go. Okay. 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 You guys can hear that, right? Okay. Perfect. And the Light Music came out with that heat straight from the gate. If you guys are not familiar with what type of track this is, this would be perfect for a drama or tension scene. So let's imagine a fight night boxing match, right? They're promoting a boxing match. Let's say it's on Showtime. and they got two of the biggest fighters fighting, and they're building up that anticipation right before the fight night, right before weigh-ins or something, right? That track is going to be the track playing in the background behind some dialogue of the narrator hyping up the fight. That's a perfect example of executing arrangement and the dark melodic feel of a trap tension beat perfectly. If you can look at some of his waveform, you'll see that he has really good areas of dynamics. So he has a little place right here where he drops with the track. That's a perfect little cut point for an editor. We preach on that a lot. If you've been in this channel, you see me preach on this a lot. Little points where editors can cut the track and put it to picture is perfect. So that silence is going to bring up that anticipation. The arrangement is a masterclass of really good arrangement for sync licensing tracks. One note I do have is just getting that bottom end, that low end mix a little bit cleaner, so everything fits a little bit in its own space a little bit tighter. So you have a low synth bass, you have a low piano and stuff like that. Just getting everything clean in its own space on the bottom end is really going to help you in the long run. That being said, nicely done. Straight off the gate, we got some heat from In the Light. We got Sagara in the building, my guy. Yo, Sagara has been posting some content on his Instagram. And if you don't know Sagara, this guy is a pinnacle of what it takes to get into this lane. This man is resilient. But Sagara has some content that's very unique in the sync licensing space that I have not seen talked about yet that people might find useful. I highly recommend you checking out his Instagram. Shout out to the homie Sagara. Laura said that was trap tension. 100% agree. 100%. Next up, we have, actually, I think we have Sagara next. Yeah, we do have Sagara next. So let's go ahead and play Sagara's track.
Hey.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay.
It's time to go. Life is a race. Pick up the pace. Ready or not. Ready or not. Ready or not. Ready or not.
Okay. Okay.
On your marks. Ready, set. We got it locked. Place your bets. Hey. Bright lights. Don't get scared now. Here's your moment. Show the crowd. Hey. It's our time now. You gonna find out. Hey. Tell them pipe down. Okay, let's go. It's our time now. You gonna find out. Hey. Tell them pipe down. If they ever doubt. Yes.
Okay.
We gonna ride. Ready or not. Step on the line. Ready or not. They cannot hide. Ready or not. No hesitation, no time for your doubts. You ready or not? Ready or not. Ready or not. Move to the side, cause we will collide. They cannot hide. Is you ready or not? We gonna ride. Hey. Ready or not. Go. Step on the line.
All right, I'm gonna pause it right there because I already hear things that I feel like this is gonna take it to the next level. This is a perfect execution of that stomp clap, distorted feel that you hear all over promos for like sports, especially like UFC, as I think Q mentioned in the comments. We have a lot of inspiration from Black Skinhead by Kanye. It's like a pinnacle of like what I mean by that type of track. It's a very big reference, like highly referenced track in the sports placement scene. And I feel like that track would be dope, or this track is dope. I feel like it's going to fit perfectly. You did a great job of executing. I don't know if the quality is off because of disco, my bad. If it is, let me know if you guys are hearing any issues. But this track right here, when you have this drop where it says ready or not,
taking a high if they ever down. Yes.
Right there, I think a really cool effect on the vocals would be like having a delay on the vocals where it says ready or not, and then the whole track just pretty much drops where it's very silent. right? So it goes ready or not, and the track's kind of silent, and then boom, bring it back in. Stuff like that is how you manipulate vocals to bring up that tension and anticipation for these type of tracks, for these promos and stuff like that. I think you already know what you're doing, Cigar, so there's not too much info I have on the production side of it, because you did a good job as far as the instrumental, and I think Carolina Breeze did a good job on the vocals. But just little things like that, with a little bit of like delay or reverb and stuff like that in those drop points where it's like ready or not, like big impactful drops where it comes back in and hits even harder, is like stuff that they love in this type of music. So great execution on that track. I feel like it fits well. Love what you did so far. It sounds like it's coming out of a phone speaker. Interesting. Let me see if I can fix that. Maybe I can mute my mic while it's playing. I'm gonna play this back one more time real quick. Let me know if that still sounds messed up.
Hey, you ready? It's time to go. Life is a race. Pick up the pace. Ready or not.
Did it still sound messed up, or did it sound a little bit better? Let me know. Let me know in the comments if you think that it's still messed up. Still distorted? I'm not sure why it would be doing that. All right. Let's try something. Still the same? Let's try it one more time. Let me know if it's still messed up. I think I just fixed the setting. Let's see if it still sounds distorted.
Ready or not. Ready or not. Ready or not. On your marks. Ready, set. We
That sounded dope. Did that work? How's it going, Daniel? Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. I don't know why, but I accidentally opened up Adobe Lightroom. Same thing. Interesting. I'm not sure. Is it like super unbearable bad? Or is it said sounds good? Sounds good to you? Interesting. I'm not sure why it is messed up. Let us try let me try one more thing. And if it doesn't work, we're just gonna have to keep going with it. Boop, 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 boop. Stop share. Present. Share screen. Okay. All right. This sounds like distorted on the background. Interesting. Not terrible. All right. Let's keep it going. Next up, we got Easy Says, also in the Zero to Sync program. This one is called Pains. Chicada. I want to see where it goes right here in this next little verse section we see. All right. This is a dope track off the gate. I feel like it has a great emotional context to it. So I feel like it would fit really well for an emotional scene. Let's say a breakup of a couple or something, or some type of turmoil, trials, and tribulations. That being said, there's a the way that some editors think about music, and I've talked about this before, is that some of them don't think in terms of music as far as a hook, a verse, a hook. Some of them don't do music, right? Some of them are just editors, and music is not their priority or their main skill. So some of them think of music in thirds. So what I mean by that is there's different sections within the track. Now this track feels like it has mainly 1.5 sections because that vocal part is carrying the track, and you do a great job of having a lot of space in the track. But it seems like at one point for this track specifically, you don't know which direction to take it. And I think that right when you got around the minute mark, when you brought that pad in, that's the direction you should have took it, but earlier, right? Like right when you want that vocal track not to be playing for so long, just because it's the same melody over. It's just like 4 notes, right? Even right there, like 40 seconds in, when you get into that verse, just having that pad playing with maybe your hi-hats and your snare would have sound dope. I think you do a great job on sound selection. I feel like the drums are punchy. The vocal is really cool. I like the pad that you use, but just getting that arrangement fixed, everything in order. So think of it in thirds. How I like to structure is like a light version of your hook, then a verse section, and then a heavy section of your hook again at the end. Yeah, especially for a track that's 3 minutes long, you definitely want to shorten this up and then just play around with the arrangement a little bit more to keep it a little bit more interesting. Maybe even adding a bridge or something with a piano or something, just to give it a little bit more diversity, because that's going to add an extra part. So like I said earlier, if you think of it in thirds, one part would be the hook, one part would be the verse, one part would be the bridge, and then you'd bring her back that heavy hook at the end. Also, that Kill Bill siren that you used on the downbeat of every 8 bars or so, I highly recommend you turning that down a lot, because it sounds like an alarm or siren. And let's say it is a scene where it's somebody about to break up with someone, right? That alarm just throws it off, makes it seem like there's like an emergency or something going on. So if you're going to use it, just tuck it really tightly under in the mix, or just include a stem that doesn't have that. Hopefully that helps. Nicely done, though. What is up, A-Mill? The stream is back. Yes, we are back. And you know what? I think we might be back for a minute. I was thinking the same thing, pull the vocals out at one point and bring it back in. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I couldn't agree more with that. All right. He has a few, excuse me. So I want to make sure we can get through everybody. So we'll come back to those if we have time. But that being said, let's keep it in order. Let's see who we have next. We have Hovlane by Spider. What's up, Creation? What's up, Jay? All right, I'm gonna pause it right there. Off the gate, this is like a reflective type of track. You hear this in different types of scenes, like let's say that there's a romantic scene going on, and there's a date that's happening between two couples. Let's say Love Island, just because my wife has been watching a lot of Love Island, and this is one of the rare times where I'm not like drawn into her reality TV shows, but I see her watching it in the background sometimes. So let's say that it's for a reflective scene, for a romantic scene. This type of track that is used in this context is dope, but you also want to leave room for dialogue a lot sooner, because they're going to show, think of it almost as a scene opener. When they open the scene, they're going to show the landscape. Let's say it's a picnic on the grass and they're about to have a really romantic meal with a nice aesthetic background that's Instagram worthy. That music is going to have that main chunk of that hook that you have immediately in the beginning, and then it's going to transition into the dialogue of them talking about their connection and how they feel about each other. So you want to get into that verse section a lot quicker. You got into the verse section about a minute in with your track. Like this entire track, like the same thing all the way up to a minute. So cut this in half, cut that hook in half. Also, when you get to that verse, drop everything. That hi-hat and drum, hi-hat like snare and clap pattern you have going on is repeating and looped the entire track. So you want to give it a break. Think of someone having ear fatigue every 4 to 8 bars of your track. Think of something needs to be dropped out or added every 4 to 8 bars. That's a rule that's very easy to follow, that can help you give you a visual picture of how to kind of structure your track. So every 4 to 8 bars, I'm looking to either drop out something or bring something in. In this context, right when your verse comes in, I'm dropping out those hi-hats. I want those hi-hats out because there's a lot going on with the hi-hats. There's a lot of rolls and stuff like that. Just let that clap with that doop perk going on, and maybe just the pad or the vocal like little effect that you have going on in the background kind of carry the track for a little bit to really amplify the emotion going on and leave a lot of room for dialogue. So that's what I would do with this track at that point right there, and then just bring in little bits and pieces back. Your heaviest part should always be the hooks. Your lightest parts should always be the verses, because the verses are where the dialogue's going to be. Remember, we're making music for dialogue. We're not making music for artists in a lot of these contexts. All right, nicely done. How many you can submit? You can submit one track per person, because we have a lot of submissions today. Let me fix this camera real quick. And we're going to try to get through everybody. We're going to try to get through everybody today. I'm going to go through real quick, guys, some of the submissions. Let me know if you don't see yours on here. We'll go through somebody who's not 0 to sync. Right now, we prioritize everybody who's 0 to sync. Who gets priority? We'll play about 3 to 4 tracks for everybody who's in our course 0 to sync for the mentorship in the course, and then we'll switch over to a person who's not, and vice versa. So if you don't see your track, I already see X's track, so we should be good. Don't see your track, let me know. We're going to play 1 track per person. Let's see if we have someone who's not 0 to sync. I know Roro's in there. Let's try this one. Jay Matthews. All right, let's try it.
Y'all not ready. We in overtime, dog, I'm in overdrive. Set me off now, dog, I'm in overdrive. Hitting overdrive, dog, I'm in overdrive. This is a game, dog, we're going into overtime. We in overtime, dog, I'm in overdrive. Set me off now, dog, I'm in overdrive. Hitting overdrive, dog, I'm in overdrive. This is a game, dog, I'm in overdrive. I'm hitting overdrive. Yeah, 0 to 100, I'm hitting overdrive. Better pump your brakes, we want overtime. This is what they want, it's what they came to see. I told y'all, you ain't touching me. Wanna be a king, but you lag height. This is greatness, homie, you really wanna fight? You about to lose sight, go blind. You can search the world, but you will never find a light like mine. I shine bright, we in overdrive. Watch us go ride. We in overtime, dog, I'm in overdrive. Set me off now, dog, I'm in overdrive. Hitting overdrive, dog, I'm in overdrive. This is a game, dog, we're going into overtime. We in overtime, dog, I'm in overdrive. Set me off now, dog, I'm in overdrive. Hitting overdrive, dog, I'm hitting overdrive. This is a game, dog, I'm hitting overdrive. time.
Oh man, that had a lot of variety in it. There was like a few different genres that you play with it. There was like some anthem parts. There was some obviously trap parts. There was also some metal parts. I think that was a dope arrangement that you had going on. A lot of energy there. I feel like it fits in the context for sports, especially, or anything that's just building up a lot of anticipation. If you guys don't know what a super tease is, usually for super teases, they're like little clips of the main parts of a show, or like almost like a highlight reel of a show, right? So they're using that to kind of promote and get you excited about the show. They'll do that for, like, let's say Below Deck, right? They'll take the big parts of the show and they'll use it in a little highlight reel to get you excited. And I feel like this had that same type of energy, but more so for sports. Only feedback I could give was probably just the mixing, just get it a little bit cleaner. But mixing is always going to be a feedback point for all of us. I feel like we're always going to try to improve on our mixing. A lot of tracks that we made 6 or 7 years ago are not going to sound as fresh and current as now. So nice track, nicely done. Very catchy. It's in my head as well. Dope track. All right. Next up, I believe we got Roro, because we already played Spider. Yep. This is a hip-hop dramatic B-roll. Oh, wait. Roro, you told me to play a specific one. Okay, yeah. Some notes right off the bat for this. First, we're going to go over sound selection. So a lot of the idea that you have, I see where you're going with it, but I would really work on the sound selection. So like that, like little string synth in the background, it's like, meh, I would change that with something else. That can even be like a low brass or something like that along those lines. But you really want to make sure that sound selection is on point. I see the ideas you're doing with the panning and stuff like that. That's cool. But sound selection, we want to make sure all our drums, all of our sounds are top quality, high quality. And what I mean by that is that they don't sound dated. So that synth has a very, if you open up a new synth right now, let's say if it's Silent or if it's Anasynth or if it's Serum, and you put the basic, if you put the initial preset note, that's what it kind of has the same feeling to. We want to bring some character to it, some character and some depth to it. So changing out that sound with something that has a little bit more character to it would be cool. And then with the type of track you're trying to make, so you put hip hop dramatic B-roll, and this is why at the beginning of the stream I said to make sure that you have some intention when you come in here, that what you're trying to learn out of it, because I see what you can do with this if you want to make this a hip hop B-roll. One, you want to make sure the pace is higher, so bringing up the BPM, making it faster, because a B-roll is basically the cutscenes showing or introducing the setting of a TV show. So let's say on the TV show, they're in New York, right? And let's say it's Black Ink New York. This is the type of track I feel like this would be in the direction of. Let's say it's Black Ink New York, and they're showing the city landscapes in New York. The energy needs to be high. The pace needs to be high, because they're going to show different clips in New York. And then they're going to go into the tattoo shop right immediately after that. So the first like 15 seconds need to be high energy, impressive, and then you get into your verse immediately. It does have a drama feel to it. It definitely has that drama feel to it. So if you're going to also do a B-roll that has a dramatic feel to it, do more of a call and response. So you have the main melody of doom, doo, doo, doom, doom, doo, doo, doom. You want something to respond to that. So adding a string that's like kind of talking to each other. So that main bell's saying something, and then the response is going to be the string saying something back to it. And then also you want to get your 808s in key. They're a little bit out of key, so make sure they're matching the root note of your main melody. I don't know what program you're using, but if you guys have not got that FL Studio 21 update right now, if you guys use FL Studio, they have a new feature where you can click a button in the piano roll and it keeps everything in key. So if you're making a beat and it's in B minor, it'll show you every single, or keep everything in the same key, and it makes it a lot easier to make the track, which is really dope. Lastly, the arrangement. You want to add a little bit more dynamic changes to this arrangement. So let's say the first part is where your brass, your bell, and the string call response is coming in with the hook. Right when you get into the verse, you're taking it back and lightening it up a little bit. So maybe just like dum 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 dum, strings that are very light in the background with your drums, dum 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 dum, dum 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 dum, and then you bring in the bell a little bit, tease the bell, and then you bring it back into that hook. But you just definitely want to add a little bit more changes in the arrangement. Highly recommend you looking at that drama template that we showed in the course. And if you don't have FL Studio, then just watch the video that's included with it. Thanks for submitting, Roro. Let's get to the next one. We have TTP. What's up, TTP? Let's look at a couple of things in here. FL Studio lifetime updates is crazy. Yeah. Jay, where do you send music? You go to the Discord, and then in the Discord there's a live song critique section, and then in that section for sync, it's the live one, live sync music one. And in that section, you want to make sure you click the Discord link. It says here to submit your music, and it's a Discord link. Make sure you click that. Dope. What's up, Sebi? All right, next up we got TTP. Discord's in the description. Okay. Woo! That was gas. How to play that one from start to finish. Nicely done, TTP. Loved everything about that. I don't really have any critique as far as what you can do to improve, just because I feel like you have a great track all around. There's different parts. It grows almost like a scene closer where it's ending the scene, and then it gets back to the nice verse section, and then you build it out nicely. Great sound selection on that track. Track hits really nicely. I love the arrangement. That little 808 drop you did, perfect for an editor to cut the track to. Remember, I talked about this before, but an editor is almost like a music producer. They're editing the scene, the actual visuals of what you see on the TV show or a movie, to the actual track. So if there's cut points, little drops, snare rolls and stuff like that, they like to play along with that and make the cuts of the scenes to the actual track. So I feel like that's a perfect example of that. Let me go back real quick. Right here. That was tough. I love that right there. Woo! Clean, man. Nicely done, TTP. Way to go. All right. Next up, we got the man Q Below, who's been in the course as well, who's been killing it. Really nice sampler that he has. and we're gonna go ahead and play his track. You want which one you want me to play, Q? Let me make sure. Oh, okay, you got one called Let's Rumble. Let's get it. Nice panning off the rip. What's up, Nico? All right, Q, got some notes for this. Q, what I noticed from your tracks always is that you have a lot of musicality with your melodies. Like you have a call and response going on, and then like almost like at the end of your melodic phrase, there's a lot of movement with it. So you do a call and response, dun, 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 and at the end of the phrase is dun, 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 which I think is really good. You can build a lot of drops and rises out of that. So building up the track and then dropping it out, I think that plays a really good part in your tracks. What I notice about your tracks a lot of the times though is that the drums and the melodies all feel like they're almost off the grid too much. I'm not saying that you need to quantize it so everything's lined up perfectly on the grid, but sometimes the placement of the actual drum or the rhythm part of it is not like, it's not fluid. It's not fluid. So keeping it fluid and making sure the drums are kind of close to the grid as far as what line they need to be on, and whether if it's a quarter note or a half note, is really going to help you. I challenge you to experiment with adding some percussion or drum loops to your tracks. Do the melodies, practice by using some drum loops or percussion loops, or collaborate with other people who specialize in drums and see how that amplifies your tracks. Because you're there. I see where you're going with it. You're definitely there, but I feel like just a little bit of tweaking as far as the drums, just making sure they're more fluid and hit a little bit better would be nice. Like I can hear two different types of drum patterns with this, like a boom bap type of vibe with this track, or something more similar to what you're doing with maybe just like trap sounding drums without sounding too trap, if that makes sense. So it's not going to sound like Dirty South, but the drums are going to feel current and in that style. And then I think this also could be sped up a little bit as far as the BPM, because where I hear this track being used is more in like almost like a light drama. It almost has a slight quirkiness to it, which is cool. I think that's good because that's a lot of TVs, a little bit of that quirkiness. It's almost like that light drama, barely like comedy style. It's almost like dramedy style track, which you hear in a lot of reality TV as well. And if you're going to do a dramedy type of track, then the heaviness of the brass and stuff like that would have to change. But I think what I would really focus on is switching out those drums or getting those drums a little bit more on grid. And that should be the main focus, in my opinion. Yeah, you're getting there, man. And like I said, you gotten a lot better from even the last time. Like last time I was having this stream before we even started the Zero to Sync course, from that point where I heard you get back on, it's crazy. And I appreciate you guys dropping some gems in the comment section as well as far as what he can do. Just submitted. Okay, bet. Keep it simple. Added more comedy. Okay, or candy. Okay, cool. I like that. Next up, we have Sam. Well, what's up, Sam? Welcome. Master is the name of this track. This one has a really good reality TV vibe to it. Like you will hear that used all day for Real Housewives or something. And the sound selection is okay. I do think that's the only note I have as far as improvement, but I don't think necessarily you should go and change it on this track. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I would use this as a template, and then on the next track you make, pick a little bit better sounds as far as the quality of sounds. And what I mean by that, like that synth right there is cool, but it sounds very 80s compared to what you use on that very plucky tropical beach vibe that you have going on with the main melody. So a little bit different sound in that selection in that certain area, I think will amplify it for a different track though. And then I love the arrangement. Like you have a lot of parts in your arrangement, dropouts, everything. The arrangement sounds good, really on point. And that's why I said I think you should use it as a template, because you got this one on lock. This one will fit really well for like Real Housewives and stuff like that. And I don't know who got the royalty check today. Anybody in here got the royalty check from BMI today? Today was BMI payout day. But if you do and you have any Real Housewife placements, you know that they pay pretty well. They pay pretty well. So I actually like getting Real Housewife placements, to be honest. I'm not even gonna lie. Yo, how do I just submit? Andrew, we got you in the description. Got you in the description. Reminds me of Sim backing tracks a little bit. Can hear this in a Samsung ad. Okay, that's a pretty good ear. The club isn't the best place to find a lover, so the hood is where I go. All right, Q, no problem. Keep working, Q. I respect someone who has a lot of resilience. Next up, we got the homie, Arvo. What's up, Arvo? Arvo's a beast, man. Arvo's somebody else who's also in the Zero to Sync course, who is in Group 1. We're about to start Group 3 for anybody interested. DM me, and I'll shoot you a link to the spots. They're closing at, I think, the end of the next week. I'm pretty sure I got to look. We're going to start Group 3. Arvo's someone who's already got signed to a library and is a beast. Keep letting this ride, Arvo, but I see what you mean about the staccato strings. At this point is where I think the staccato strings should just be riding out without that main piano coming in this for these 4 bars, just because you already have that lyrical phrase is already used with the brass, and without having it sound repetitive, just keeping that part right here. Those strings in the background leave a lot of room for dialogue, and it's gonna feel cool when it comes back in. And you can even keep that piano part for right there. Just let those strings ride out for a little bit. Bro, What was that? What was that? I gotta run that back. Hold up. I gotta run that back, man. That end right there? Oh my goodness. That was dope, man. That was crazy. Honestly, for that track, like that's not a track that you send out for reality TV. That's a track you send for scripted series. That's a track you send out to movies or ads. You have the arrangement for it, and I don't think too much of an arrangement needs to be changed outside of what I said of that one part. It does. I mean, I feel like that one part is just gonna break up the main melodic line that you have. But that was crazy. Almost damn near glued the headphones to my ears right there. I could not stop listening. That was fire. Other than that, man, that's a really big, impactful track. Like, that's a track that I would pitch to a movie or something. Crazy. All right, let's get into someone who's not in Zero to Sync, just to keep it moving. Let me know if you don't see your track on here. I'll do a refresh real quick just to make sure. It's refreshing. I'll bring it back real quick. Let me get everything in order. That track was crazy. Realize I got the wrong thing in order right there. All right. We just played Arvos. We already played Jay Matthews. So we want to go to somebody else who's not in Zero to Sync. If you see your track, let me know. Is this you, Denny? We'll play Denny. Which one did you want me to play Denny again? Let me know. I forgot which one it was. I'll scroll up if I can find it. Loyalty is the one, right? What's up, Mr. Robertson? And if you guys don't know, Mr. Robertson just dropped like a list of 50 different music libraries you can submit to in the Discord channel. If you go to the Sync Licensing channel, there's like 50 in that PDF that he shared. Sonic Odyssey. Brick by Brick. All right, Loyalty. Here we go. Denny is the 12-year-old producing phenomenon who's been in the stream, and we've been seeing his growth. So I'm excited to hear where Denny has been since the last time he streamed. All right, Denny, thanks for submitting. Next up, just kidding. I got you, Denny. 14th, damn, my bad. Okay, Denny. Okay, Denny. All right, Denny, I can tell this is more for a rapper, which is fine. But this beat is dope, man. I'm surprised to hear how much you've improved since the last time you were here. Yo, we got the man, Alan. I haven't seen Alan in a minute. What's up, Alan? Damn, the OGs are in here. 12 years old, Denny. Honestly, man, that was crazy. Like to hear their improvement in about what it's been like at least 5 months. It's been I don't know how long it's been since I streamed a live song critique, but that is crazy. That is crazy. Only note I have, right? I feel like now you're at the point where I can give you feedback that is actual because before I was telling you just to experiment and keep trying because you're at the beginning stages of your journey for making beats. But what I hear is when you get to this part, when it changes to that bass synth right here, I think it sounds dope, but you had that piano playing the entire time. If it's a loop, that's fine. But what you want to do is copy the exact same chords with the piano that you may have. Try not to get it as similar sounding as the main loop that you have. And just use the chords, just the boom, boom, not the main top line melody where there's a lot going on, but the main background melodies. You'll hear it right here when I play this back. Have that just playing right here with that bass synth just to give that piano a break. Because you got some cool things in the background, like a little synth that's like ambient. You have that bass synth going on. So I think it would be cool if you just had the chords playing and let that ride out for a little bit. Or you can just take that piano, if it is a loop, if you are looping it, and just pitch it down a whole octave. I think that would sound dope. Nicely done, man. Let's go, Denny. Let's go, Denny. Haven't seen Alan about, it's been 10 years. Nicely done. Where can we send beats? If you check the description, it'll tell you everything you need. We got the Discord link set up, and then in the Discord link, there's a disco link. Click the disco link in the channel that is described in the description, and that's where you can submit. All right. Let's get back to some people in the Zero to Sync. If you're new or just joining the stream, what we're doing is we're paying about 3 to 4 people who are in our Zero to Sync mentorship and course program to give them priority, to give them feedback, and then we're switching over to people who are not in the program every third or fourth track. So I think we played Q's last, or no, it was Arvo's last. We might be done with Zero to Sync. That's Roro. We already played. Yeah, we might be done with Zero to Sync. So I'll start playing some of the second tracks. No, we have Sebi in here. Get a Sebi. Switch up. Nice, Sabi. That was dope. Very different because it's actually more it's very modern because funk in the context of sync is just now starting to pick up in the very early stages. So you're ahead of the curve if you want to start pitching out that type of music. A lot of different changes there, a lot of different areas of arrangement that an editor can use to cut up and put to a scene. I think you did a good job with the arrangement. Sound selection is dope. Has a very different feel to it. I think it sounds dope. I think that will work. Nicely done. Different? Yeah, very different indeed. All right. I want to make sure that I didn't skip anybody. We played TTPs. Played Roros. Okay, cool. So next up, we play Denny's here. If I skip yours right now, we should be going chronologically in order. If I skip yours, let me know. That's still Denny's. We still got Denny here. All right. Without you, worth it. Big Dogs Bar. All right, yeah, we got X.E.L.O. It's called Big Dogs. This is dope. I think this will work really well for, let's say you're watching a sports show and they're showing the stat lines of all the, let's say NFL, right? We got the NFL coming up. They're showing the stat lines of some players, how many sacks they got, how many fumble recoveries they got, how many interceptions they got, right? That's like the perfect track that's playing in the background when they're showing that title card of the person's stats. Now, there's one note I have that I think that, I don't know if you necessarily need to go back and fix this track if you already sent it out, but in the future, just keep in mind, when you're making tracks that have a lot of reverb, they're really going to drown out, like in some like instruments that have a lot of reverb, they're going to drown out in certain cases, depending on the environment that they're going to be in. For example, let's say this track was playing and they're showing highlights of a football game, right? And they have the stadium and the crowd in the background. That brass has a lot of reverb on it. So on the end of that, it's going to be very hard to hear when you get to towards the end of the track. You can already hear at the beginning of the track, the brass is there and it's kind of the main element. But once you get to the end of the track, the strings, when everything comes in, really drowns out that brass. So keep in mind that when you have tracks that have a lot of reverb or a lot of delay, they drown out in certain settings. So a restaurant would be another example. There's background, what's called walla. In the background, when there's a restaurant, they have the ambient noise of a restaurant going on in the background. Anything that has a lot of reverb is going to drown out, and it's going to be harder to hear in those settings. So that's something that to keep in mind in the future. I'll show you an example right now. At the beginning, your brass, a ton of reverb. By the end, where your strings come in and you bring that brass back in, it's hard to hear. That's the only note I have. Just keep it in mind in the future. Other than that, this track is dope. I like it. I can hear this in an ad, especially with all the percussion. 100%. All right. Who we got next? Who's up? We got Darren in here. What's up, Darren? This one's called Nighttime. If you're in 0 to sync and I skipped your track, let me know. Okay. was fire. Love that track. I have no notes on that. Really good track right there. Feel like it would fit perfectly in the context of sync. You did a great job with that arrangement, by the way. Sound selection's on point. Bounce had me bopping the entire time, man. The entire time. The choir gives me Metroid vibes. Oh, what you know about Metroid? All right. Next up, we got Chikara. Yo, Chikara, you know that song that goes, "When I open my eyes"? That song you got that that I think you sung on? It gets stuck in my head like once a month. All right, next up, we got Chikara. It's called "Get Out of My Way." Chikara.
You can't stop me, and if you're gonna try, then that's a mistake. Trying to block me, I think it's time to put you back into your place.
Get out my way! You won't ever stop me, not today! This ain't a game! Do you think I'm kidding? I ain't playing! On top, high up off the ground, higher than the ceiling, I ain't never coming down. Nah, you can't stop me cause I'm coming for the crown. I ain't gonna quit it unless you put me in the ground.
You can't stop me, and if you're gonna try, then that's a mistake. Trying to block me, I think it's time to put you back into your place.
Get out my way! You won't ever stop me, not today! This ain't a game! Do you think I'm kidding? I ain't playing! Get out my way! Listen when I'm talking to your face! You're not the same! I'm begging you to stay inside your lane! Same race, different paces. I think you met your match, so it's just time for you to face it. You know my name, you know my face. It's time for you to back down. It's not up for debate, kid. Yeah, cut it out right now. Nah, you don't got a shot, so I'm telling you, pipe down. Shh, I don't like that sound. I cannot be stopped. This I'm telling you right now.
You can't stop me, and if you're gonna try, then that's a mistake. Trying to block me, I think it's time to put you back into your place.
Get out my way! You won't ever stop me, not today! This ain't a game! Do you think I'm kidding? I ain't playing! Get out my way! Listen when I'm talking to your face! We're not the same! I'm begging you to stay inside your lane! Get out my way!
That was fire, bro. I don't know what you've been on, Chikara, but that was fire. It's been a minute since we heard one of the tracks. That track was dope. No problem, Denny. Way to go. Yo, Chikara. Killed it, man. Killed it. Love that track. It had like a... It had like a modern like Flowbots feel. I don't know if you guys remember that guy. I don't know if it's a guy or a group. And then like the vocals had a Jaden Smith icon feel to it. That was dope. I feel like that would get placed for sure. Chikara's going for those big placements, man. All right, who we got next? Mr. Robinson. What's up, Mr. Robinson? This is a sports hip hop cue. Let's get it. Mr. Robinson, this beat rides. This is dope. Couple of notes I have on this one. Not specifically for this track, but I think in the future, if you make another track that has a sports vibe, I would update the sound. So tubular bells that you use have a very anthem feel, like SoundClick Days 2011, 2012, which is cool for this track. But I wouldn't always use it in every single sports track. And two, you use that Lex Luger snare. I would go with the more modern snare in the future track. Not saying that it doesn't fit this track. I feel like you did a good job executing this track. I don't think you need to change it on this track, but in the future, sound selection is always going to be key, keeping it modern. And a note that I feel like anybody can take away is like songs that feel more timeless are dated or timeless. So those polar opposites, right? Depend on the snare. Think about Sexy Love Neo, right? That clap and snare that's in that track would not match a trap track today or an R&B track today, just because it has an old, like 2007's feel to it. Or Lex Luger snares on trap beats. You can always, it's distinct. You can always hear it. So in the future, that's what I recommend doing as far as your snare. Now going to the track, beat hits hard. Like there's no doubt about it. Love what you did right here in this section. I think you can take that brass out because you have it playing the entire track, and then just let those strings ride out with those bells. That nice texture to it. Love the strings you use and love the texture of the bells that are in the background, because it builds a lot of anticipation. Also, bring that verse in a little bit earlier. Like, I think you're at a minute and a half here until you get to the verse. Maybe bring it in like a minute right here, right here, 52 seconds. Somewhere around there where it makes sense. Get to that section a lot earlier. Just let this ride out without the brass. Get that verse in earlier. And then the future sound selection. And then also last thing, your kick and your 808 is distorting, like clipping. And not clipping like, it's clipping where it sounds distorted a little bit. So I'll just make sure it's not hitting too hard on that limiter if you're using a limiter. Other than that, man, that was a dope track. Went hard. All right, Demi, have a good one. Thanks for coming through. Who we got next? Who's up next? We got Brick by who? Revision. Revision's killing the sync game right now. Getting placements left and right. Definitely need to have him on the squad. This is a perfect time to plug, by the way. By the way, guys, if you didn't know, and you're just joining this stream, right now, I'm starting my own music library. I've been a little bit quiet about what's been going on, but there's a lot been going on. I have the rough draft, almost the finalized version of the contracts. My lawyer sent over the contracts today. So if you're looking to submit, I will be having an announcement soon of what's going on. We're going to start. Everybody who's in the approved section is going to be approved. Everybody's in the deny section, we're going to send you out an email. And if you get denied to the library, it's okay. Don't worry. Send me a message. Ask me why. I'll listen to your tracks again, and I'll give you feedback. I can't do it for every single person because we have over 200 submissions. But if you're denied and you want some feedback, send me a message when that email is sent out. It's not happening now, but when it does. We just need to finalize something with the lawyer because something on the contract doesn't match what I asked for. After we do that, we will fix it. We'll have everything ready to pretty much submit. From there, I'll be sending out a link to people who are approved. And if I don't know you like on not a personal level, but if I don't know you like really, really well, I want to have a call with you. Like obviously Sagara is somebody that I know pretty well. I'm not really needing to get on a call with Sagara. I can just tell him what I expect with this company, and I think he'll be straight. But if you're not really familiar with me, I would love to get to know you a little bit better. If you're approved, we're going to have a one-on-one call. We'll talk about what we have going on, what the goals are, what the expectations are within the group, the different types of agreements that I have. I have 2 different types of agreements. And if you're looking to submit on Instagram, you look up this, Super Selective. We are trying to specialize more on vocalists, but we have producers as well coming in. And we do want our producers to submit music and then maybe possibly even having artists come on it and just rap on it or sing on it, whatever. But yeah, we're building something out. If you stay this long, you have the unique opportunity to know about it a little bit more in depth because you guys stuck around this long, so I appreciate it. A lot of you guys in here already know you're going to get in it. Maybe that's why I said this right now because I saw Revision's name pop up. but a lot of you guys have what it takes to get in there. So I do want to note right now, there's no like for sure clients that I have that are like for sure waiting for me to start this up and get placements. This is something I have to build, and it's an experience for myself as well. I do have connections that I can reach out to and just say, hey, I got a library, stuff like that, but that's not guaranteed a placement just because you get accepted. I have to do my job and really build out relationships, which I'm pretty confident in myself to do so, just because of my experience working for a music library. I saw how that kind of worked out. And then also just being genuine and building relationships online with people who are music supervisors or editors and stuff like that as well. So that is the goal. That's what's going on right now. I'm excited to start it out. I'm excited for some of you guys to be a part of it if you choose to do so. I already see some followers coming in on the Instagram, and I appreciate that. And then that being said, let's get started. You already know revision. You got a spot on the team if you choose so. So let's play it. It's called Brick by Brick. Okay. Thanks, Alex. Man, arrangement's on point, tracks on point, sound selection's there. I love it. I think one thing that I thought would be cool, you don't have to do this, but I thought would be cool, like right when the beat drops, there's almost like there's so much built to it that it almost feels like it needs one more layer just to have a little bit more impact when the beat drops. And I think in my head, what I heard was like a chant, like a woo, with a lot of distortion and a little bit of reverb, like right on the downbeat. Maybe it's not on the downbeat, but maybe not every other bar, but just here and there, just sprinkled in here and there, just to add a lot more impact. But that's just my opinion. Other than that, the track's fire. I like it. All right, next up, we're gonna have to start going through these a little bit faster. I didn't realize how many we had in here. Damn. Miami. Maxi Beats. This is called Miami Trip. That had a good Miami feel to it for sure. I definitely can hear that in like Real Housewives of Miami, which is something I've recently been working on. So that would be dope for that. A couple things I think maybe we'll take it to the next level. One, adding an 808. An 808 would have sounded really dope with that. I Like It Like That by, I can't remember who it is, Cardi B and somebody else. I feel like that's the kind of vibe it reminded me of. Just adding that 808 to keep it really modern would be cool. And then another thing is, I don't know if it needs a different trumpet, like main brass sound, the sound selection. I don't know if it needs another trumpet, but maybe a layer under it to make it sound a little bit more realistic. Just one more layer under it. And that's going to bring a little bit more depth to it and make the stereo image sound wider. Other than that, the track is dope. I think the range of it's there. It's kind of like a scene opener that you would see. So like they're showing the Miami party life, right? This is the type of track that would be in there. So dope work. I like it. I like it. Scene opener, yeah, for sure. Real Housewives of Miami, yup. We got the Keys in here. What's up, the Key? Since the Key was last in here, the homie graduated. So shout out to the homie, the Key. Congratulations on graduating. Nicely done. Final round Q. Okay, we already played Mr. Robertson's. Daniel. Daniel here. Nice. This one has a lot of. That was not a. I faked that reaction. That wasn't. I was playing around right there. That track has a lot of potential for sure for sync. You hear that those type of tracks work really well for reality TV. Great scene openers, and they also leave a lot of room for dialogue. They're really good for underscore too as well. If you guys don't know what a bite is, let's say that you're watching the Kardashians and you see them like arguing in the scene or something, or maybe you see them talking about the day that they had and they went on a trip to Beverly Hills or something, right? And they cut to a scene where you see them talking about the scene. Like you see them in like a nice background talking about the scene that you're seeing on TV. Those are called bites. That type of track fits really well for that. One thing I think can improve this track is the drums. Having a little bit punchier kick and snare on those drums would sound dope. Now, I really like the piano and everything else you use like that too as well. And I think that you blended that guitar that you used really well with the end piano, like how the piano came back in with the guitar and meshed perfectly together. I love the way that it came back together. But the drums are pretty much playing the entire track and they're looped. Outside of the parts where you have that little drum fill, it's the same exact drums the entire time. So something you can do at the end of the hook, the last hook going into your sting, is adding like a percussion loop, maybe a shaker loop or a tambourine loop just to change it up a little bit. But punchier kick, punchier snare, adding a little variation at the end on the last hook by adding like a tambourine or a shaker, and then using that same shaker maybe even in your verse. If that makes sense. So right here, with the verse is going on, just leaving room for that dialogue right there. And then bring the drums back in when the hook comes back in. It's really gonna drive into that sting. Other than that, nice track. Love that piano that you use. It sounds really nice and clean, high quality. You hear that piano style vibe used a lot. Works really well for TV. Nicely done. All right, next up, we have Derek Rice. What's up, Derek? tell. All right, this is a dope track. This is a dope track. I like this track. It has like a very menacing feel to it, and it can work in a lot of different situations. A drama track for a TV show, it could be like a drama scene. Also, can hear it in sports as well, building up anticipation for a big sports event. I see you got the Miami Heat in the background with that. That's dope. But a couple things I think I would work on for this one. So you have that kick and that snare playing the entire time for the most part when you get all the way from the hook all the way to the verse. When you get into this verse, I like that you added this snare like to going into a fill. But I think you should drop the drums and a little bit of the section in that verse here. Maybe here actually, because the triangle comes in. I don't think you need that triangle. Triangles are gonna cut really harshly in tablet device, like devices like a tablet, a TV. Most people don't have stereo sound or stereo like a sound system for their media, so you're gonna hear it through a phone if you're watching TV from a phone or your tablet or a TV. So I would just take out the triangle, take out the drums, let that menacing like brass and string kind of play right there, and then let it come build back in with just that snare going into the roll, transitioning back into the track. That's where I hear the track kind of going as far as dynamic ranges. The reason why I say that is because you already have this big part on your hook. Track is dope, has a lot of abrasiveness to it, like a very menacing and big. So you want to drop everything out. This builds like tension and anticipation. Like dropping everything out and just letting maybe just a string or a brass play is perfectly fine. Like taking everything away and then bringing everything back in and making it feel even bigger is the goal here with a track like this. So that's what I would do with that track. Solid work. I think it's dope. Triangle too high? Yeah. All right, Emil. Have a good evening out in Sweden. All right. All right, we got Daniel. We already played Daniel, right? Yeah, we just played Daniel. All right. Saw you sent a couple, Daniel. So we keep going. We have a lot of, oh, dang. I think next up was Emil. Emil, we have yours next. If you're still here, this was called Love By You.
Never ever thought that I'd be found in the dark. Never have I ever thought I'd reach someone's heart. Cause I thought that no one understands how I'm feeling inside when there is no place to hide from my own shadows. They haunt me in my mind. No, I don't know what to do. Still can't believe what is true. All that I do. Why should I be loved by you? Why should you feel love for someone like me? Why should I be loved by you? My whole life is a mess, tell me, can't you see? I'm at everything attention, all the things that I love fall apart and fade away. So tell me, why should I be loved by you? Why should I be loved by
was dope. I love that one. Wait, hold up. What? Hold up. Is this Chikara and Amel on a track together? We're going to have to hear that one. What's up, YIM? It's been a minute indeed. My boy YIM, another person who is a beast at making music. Like, he's someone that I've had to study just because he just changed the game for me as far as like what I hear as far as music. And YIM is a beast. What's up, YIM? Glad to see you in here. Well, we got Chikara and Amel on a track. We're going to have to play it. This dude, Amel, sent me the lyrics to the track, too.
Go on live.
All right, we're going to have to play this. Chikara and Amel on the track. We got some of the community collaborating together. That's what I love to see.
Go on live. I want to live in my way. Windows down, one-way street I'm driving. Summertime, yeah, it feels like Friday. Go on live, that's why I'm excited. Spending this time in the moment. It'll be gone before you know it. Wanna rewind, but it's hopeless. Living this life in the
pause it there just because we already played both of your tracks and we're at a minute and a half, but that track is fire. If you need someone to pitch it, let me know. The dope thing about what we're doing at Super Selective is that I'm doing two different types of contract, one non-exclusive and one exclusive. So the non-exclusive would be a track like that where you would want to pitch in and for me to pitch it for you on a non-exclusive basis. We would just change the track title. And then the exclusive is that if we have a producer who's in here, so let's say that we had YIM make a beat, and then we had an artist who signed to our company, we would have them re-record over that beat, and then that's where you would be signed exclusive. So composers and artists who are recording over our composers' beats, that track would be exclusive, but the tracks that you are making like that, where you're just pitching it in, would be non-exclusive. I'm trying to make this as the best deal that I've ever been a part of. So if I sign a new sync deal, I would want it to be this. That's my goal with the deal for these contracts. We almost got it right. We almost got everything right. So dope track. All right, who we got next? Thank you for your patience, everybody who's still in here. We got XJD4U. This one's called Scarface. That was dope. Yo, Alan, there's no way you're being critical on yourself right now. I didn't even know that was you until you said it. That track was fire. I did not think it was too bad. I thought it was dope. crazy bounce. It has like almost an ethnic feel to it. I like the comment that Revision made saying a casino heist type of cue. I could definitely hear that. That track was fire. I don't have any mixing feedback. Matter of fact, your mixing has gotten crazy better from the last time that you submitted to our stream. That was dope. I'm glad to hear an Allen track. It's been a while since I heard an Allen track. This dude has such a unique bounce, man. So unique. Super dope. All right, Emil, get some sleep. Get some shut-eye. Have a good one. What's up, Fitness Royalty? All right, next up, we got the homie. He's been patient. DJ Poise? Say it right? He's been patient. This track is called Sonic Odyssey. This part's really quiet. It's hard to hear this part. Reminds me of Blade. What's up, Easy? Yeah, we played your track earlier. This has like that blaze feel to it. I think this track could work in a track that would be for like a 2000s, like or early, like late 90s. I mean, early 2000s, late 90s, like I would say techno type of track or a video game, as Cigar mentioned. One thing I would do, though, if you are going to pitch it like that, because era being like 90s, 80s, 70s, 50s, early 2000s, era music does play pretty well, actually. But it's for specific eras, obviously. But I would make sure that everything is balanced a little bit more. There's some parts that are super, super quiet. There's some parts that are really loud, like that open hi-hat, very loud compared to like what you had at the beginning of the track. It was very quiet, very hard to hear. You probably want to get into that hook a lot faster. Like cut that intro in half. I would start it just like how I just did it right there. Boom, 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 boom. The melody's dope though. Just getting that balanced would be dope. Yeah, Easy. We did feedback on yours. Yeah, we played yours earlier. I saw a question earlier saying, "See, I'm Hollywood." When are we doing this next? Probably next week. Most likely. I think I should be good to do this next week. All right. All right. All right. All right. Next up, we have, I think we already played Jay's, right? Did we already play this Jay's track?
You already know what this is.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody gangster until the real gangster steps in.
Yeah, I am an animal. It's been a long road, but no way I'm going back. Had to go reload, had to do click clack. I felt the weight of the world on me. I wanted to give up, I wanted to be, and I wanted to be, but I wanted to see the process complete, fulfilled in me. I was just riding alone, in my zone. Thought I was hard, but no. Losing my mind, I'm gone. Airing myself and killing my soul. At a point, begging the Lord, give me redemption, so hater, what's up? This is my comeback, I'm ready to go. No, you can't handle me. I am a beast. No, you can't handle this. I am an animal. No, you can't handle me. I am a beast. No, you can't handle this. I am an animal. Into the nitty and greedy I get. Too much to gamble and too much to bet. I'm breaking the ice, I don't break a sweat. Royal flush, the hand in my set. Ripping some poker, but what es? More la ficha y el jaque se ve. Setting myself apart from the rest. On top of my game, why you press? I say hi, I said good morning. Yeah, I said good morning, new day, and it's a warning. So watch our world, I'm coming. How do you feel? Just like $1 million. I feel like a legend, although that I'm young for the clock. Believe is my comeback, I'm ready to go. No, you can't handle me. I am a beast. No, you can't handle this. I am an animal. No, you can't handle me. I am a beast. No, you can't handle this. I am an animal.
Bro, I saw somebody in the comments say, I'm trying to figure out what a sync track sounds like. That one was for sure a sync. Like, that one would get ate up. Like, that track would be placed everywhere. If you look at the comments, we had so many different people saying where they could hear it. Somebody said Spider-Verse, ads written all over it, series intro vibe. If you ever post a track in here and you start seeing people come up with ideas of where they think they could hear it, you have a really solid track. UFC, that track has so many different homes that it could be on. That's the type of track where you're getting paid on that track. You're going to get paid on a track like that. That track was ridiculous. There's an artist that I'm really having my eye on right now in the sync space who's a beast. Love this dude's music. His name is Blackaway. He was actually placed in the Spider-Verse, both Spider-Verses with Miles Morales. Both of them. He was on both of the trailers, and one of them was in the actual show. It's called What's Up Danger. He just did a song with Shaq not too long ago. This guy's a beast. He has the same type of feel as this. This track was clean. If you don't have a home for that track, I'm just letting you know. We have a pretty solid deal. That track was crazy. I'm sorry, this track isn't good. It's great. That was ridiculous. Nicely done, Jay. My God. All right. There was, Easy. What's up, Easy? So you said that you didn't get to hear your track because you didn't know what time it was. It's all good. You know what? I got you, Easy. You're in the Zero to Sync course. We're going to give you that. We're going to give you that time. So you had to send a couple. We only go through one track per person. I'm going to hit you with the second track. Let's go through Boss Fields. I don't remember the notes. Yours is one of the first ones we played, though. So within the first, I would say 1, 2, 3, 6 minutes of the stream, you're played probably. So if you go back to the first 6 minutes of the stream, somewhere along there, your track was played. Listen to one more, though. Oh, yeah, your track was fire, I remember. Okay. Hey, this is what I like right here. I want that bass louder. I'm not gonna lie. I want that bass hitting right now. Ricky Rose. Oof. All right, I'm gonna pause it right there. That track is dope. Only thing I want from it is an 808 or a bass in there. I know you had a synth bass in there that was super tucked in the mix, very quiet, very low. Just that low end right there is just gonna bring up the energy. Arrangement on this is fire, on point. Love the bounce, love the pauses, love the call and response. Super dope. I'm all about bounce. I'm from Virginia. That's where I'm originally from. So, you know, my inspirations were like Timbaland and Pharrell, and they have crazy bounce. Virginia got a different bounce, in my opinion. And I love tracks that just make me, just make the shoulders move. Super dope. Robin said synth bass would be dope. Yeah, I thought that just that bass in there, took it to that next level. Nicely done. Jay said, "You're literally crying right now. Never thought you would have so much good feedback from your music. Love you guys all." Hey, man, you got that heat. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. You got heat for sure. I've heard a lot of your tracks now since you joined our community not too long ago. And you got what it takes, 100%. 100%, no doubt. All right, who we got next? Kind of lost my place here. Kind of lost my place. We played a lot. Played Animal. Menace. Did we play that one yet? Armit. What's up, Armit? It's a Jersey Club type beat. That was a dope track. Had good energy to it. I feel like this is a good opportunity to get placements using this style that's not utilized as much in sync right now because it's behind the curve. Jersey Club. Yo, Easy said, kind of like trap B more. Yo, you must be from close to the DMV area because Jersey Club, to me, I grew up with Jersey Club being Baltimore club music. It's the same type of rhythm to it. But I think that there's like some type of, I don't know, feud or something between Baltimore club music and New Jersey club music. They're pretty much the same, almost the same thing. Almost. And I always assumed that it was Baltimore club music, but people are calling it Jersey club music. This was Jersey vibes, yeah. I think for this track, it's dope. I think that a couple things is that you got to kind of break the repetition of the loop that you use because you only use it like on the main melody side and then you pitch it down, I think, or was it higher? It was higher, right? Lower. So you're going to have to break up a little bit of that repetitiveness of the hook. What you tried right here, which is cool. I like that you did this. So you can just have just the synth bass with this part right here. That would be cool. That would bring up a lot of tension and anticipation, but you can want to break up the repetitiveness of the loop. It's a tight track, but arrangement is very key. That definitely has a good drama vibe to it, though. Very good drama, tension vibe to it. So that's what I would focus on with that track. It's the same as it always got beef for no reason. Yeah, 100%. All right, video game track by Orlando. Just a track. Armor Man. Hey! 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 Ooh! This shit slides. Oh my gosh. Oh my, yo, that was fire. I can hear that in a lot of different contexts. That definitely could be used as a scene opener in a TV show, a video game, 100%. That track had a big vibe to it. That was dope. This could have been in that new Bomb Rush Cyberpunk game. Okay. UK Garage. Yeah, I feel like that. I'm telling you, I really feel like UK Garage is like really good for sync. I heard Tori Kelly kind of do it a little bit in her latest track, her latest project. I feel like UK Garage is gonna be really dope for sync. Really, really dope. Made that last night. That was dope. Big vibes, big vibes. Let's talk about it. There's a lot more of that. They're a free agent. Hey man, you know the dopest thing about like building a community like this or growing with a community like this is that there's a lot of talent out there, which is why I wanted to build a sync agency / music libraries, because I know I have that connection to help people who are looking for the opportunity. And I'm very fortunate enough to come across some super talented musicians and people who are hungry. Even if your tracks are not on the same level as somebody that you hear in the stream, if you were turning in tracks a year ago and you're turning in tracks now, you just show that you have their hunger. That just stands out to me. A person who just wants it. That stuff just, love it. Love it. Pause. All right. We already did Daniel. We already did Daniel. We already did Emil. We already did this one. We already did this one. A lot of these are, we'll start from the newest first. See where we're at. Yeah, check out that new Tori Kelly track. All right, cool. Yeah, so we got a few new ones. This one's called Studio Girl by Arc. This next track, straight off the gate, I see you put sampler for super selective. If I'm hearing this off the rip, I'm hearing a lot of different things going on that are distracting. Earlier in this stream, if you missed it, I talked about coming in this stream with intention. So if you're going to make music for sync, let's say if we put this track against dialogue right now, a person talking, even me, I could be the person talking in a TV show. I'll turn out this a little bit. Is there room for me to speak, or are you distracted with the music? So right now, if I try to give you feedback when the beat drops, are you able to focus on me? It's probably harder to hear me, right? Because of what's going on. So sound selection and the way that you pick your sounds with intent is very important. Turning in tracks that you may have sitting on your hard drive that are trap beats that maybe you put on a beat store or something like that, it's going to be hard to place if you don't understand the context of how it's going to be used. So already off the rip, I feel like this one would be hard to place because there's no room for dialogue. Let's listen to another track though. I'm going to give you a chance, and I'm going to give you a real perspective of how I kind of listen to some of these tracks. If they're hard to listen to in the first like 30 seconds, I'm not going to play the whole thing. This one has a good feel already. Drama, tension. This one has good potential. Another thing I hear from this track alone, one, the 808s are not in key. The 808s seem like they're just playing random notes, so I would just make sure they're in key. Two, you start off with a good sound right here. This sounds tight. I like the panning you do to it, but then you bring in this like gated synth right here. I would take out that sound and just keep that vocal that you have going there. That gated sound doesn't really complement the track well. You start off with great energy when the beat drops, but getting that 808 in key is very important. So there's a lot of different things to listen to here in this track. Your top line melody, the main melody, there needs to be one melody. Everything else is kind of complementing the track with either chords or layers in the beat like this, right? The top melody, the main melody, so the main like square lead that you have going on is probably the main melody in this. You don't want multiple melodies going on because it's hard to catch on to one. You want it to be catchy, something that can get stuck in your head immediately. So the one that comes to my mind when I think about your beat right now is that square lead. So I would just have that be the main melody, and then everything else, just let it complement the track. Same thing here. Take out that gated synth. Let that, like the background synths that you have, they sound really dope. Let that be the basis of your track right here. Those are the main notes I hear on this track. That's what I would hear immediately. If I was listening to your sampler and I was by myself, I'm gonna keep it real with you just because I think it's gonna help you. It's not to discourage you. It's not to say that your music is not there, like, or you can never do this. This is not the point of this. This is the point to help everybody get better. I feel like those are actionable steps that you can take today in your production that will help you get better to increase your chances of really going on this field. Dope. All right, Creation, you have a good one, man. Good to see you. Have a great weekend. Have space between the background vocals, for sure. 808 is our key, yep. Got to get the bass and key. Yeah, yes. You can hear it stands out immediately. All right, we got 2 more tracks to play. We have YIM. And then we have, who is this? Jeremy. All right. Get ready. Get ready. YIM's crazy. Listen to this and tell me that this is not, listen to this track and tell me it does not feel like the sound of this feels like when you first bite into a cinnamon roll. Tell me it doesn't, man. Listen to this. Listen to this. Imagine you're eating a cinnamon roll right now. Oh my gosh. Hold on, let me pause this. That was crazy. That was crazy. I love that track. Some neo soul vibes. The drum work was insane. I agree, man. The drums on that were ridiculous. The chord progression, that's crazy. Track was dope. Yo, this comment had me crying, man. I know. I could tell the clicked in. I used to make a lot of tracks like that. I used to make a lot of tracks that had that same feel. You know what? I'm gonna play you. I used to do programming like very similar style to that back, especially with the Rick Ross like Justice League type era. Let's try this. Let's see if I can find it. There's a track that I made that used to have the same exact vibe. Bear with me. Bear with me. I don't even know if you guys can see this right now. I'm on the old SoundClick page, and I had the same exact vibe with the way that you have your drums, and I would program them just like you. Boom, found it. So 2012. Yeah, 2012 was when I made this. And yeah, you can hear it. Like the way you program your drums remind me of that track. Except you're so crazy. Oh my gosh. I'm about to eat a Cinnabon today. Oh, you couldn't hear it? I was vibing right there. Damn. I got you. Hold up. I can do it right now. I was vibing. You guys are just staring at me, chilling to that track. Boom. This is SoundClick, the old days.
XcaliberZero.com, bringing you another banger.
XcaliberZero.com.
Same type of feel now that you guys heard it. Let's get back to the regular scheduled program. Played last but not least. Definitely not least. Track Glorious by the homie Jeremy. Thanks for your patience, Jeremy. Hey, good intro. Yeah, TTP, I played yours. Your track was fire, TTP. What's up, my boy Charismatic is in the stream. Yo, the logo's looking clean, Charismatic. And did anybody else notice that Charismatic changed his name back to Charismatic from AO Snoop? So I did. Shout out to him. Yeah, TTP, I played your track. Track was fire. Really dope. Going on to this track is dope. It has a lot of potential. That cinematic brass hip-hop type vibe does really well. What I do notice is that there's a lot of energy lacking within the drums. You get those drums switched out with really punchy, nice and modern drums, I guarantee this track would hit a lot better. I feel like it's only missing the drums and the mixing, like a solid mix in the drums. That thing is taking off, especially with sports placements, especially with something that's like a docu-series or a documentary. Has a really good potential on that track. I really like that track. I think that if you just switch out those drums so they hit hard, like I can imagine Revisions or someone like Charismatic putting their drums on that type of track, boom, take off. Solid work. I think that's it. If I skipped your track, if you didn't hear me give you feedback and you were here since the very beginning, or you've been patiently waiting through these, please let me know. I'm not getting the stream until I play your track. I did play one, at least one, pretty sure just one of each person's track. TTP, yours was one of like the earlier ones that I played. So if you want to rewatch the stream, I'm gonna keep it up. I think I'm gonna keep it up. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna keep the stream up. Especially now we got a new thumbnail on these live streams. So I felt like before I wouldn't want to keep the live streams up because of the thumbnail wasn't cool and clean. I don't like how it looks on the YouTube channel. But this one, I like. So we're probably going to be back next Friday. I'm pretty sure we're going to be back next Friday. Building a good routine for myself. So hopefully I'll be back. Just remember my wife goes back to work from maternity leave that day. We'll figure something out. If not Friday, maybe Saturday or Sunday. If that works for you guys, let me know. Does that work? Charismatic, did I play yours? No, I didn't. I didn't play yours. You're right. Let's refresh real quick. I did not play your track. Let me know if the weekend works for you guys in case Friday does not work. Especially everyone who's in Zero to Sync. Let me know if you guys are interested. The mentorship's opening back up. Zero to Sync's opening back up for Group 3. Been building out some great community there. A lot of support there. A lot of resources. We do a 6-week weekly meetup. And we go over different assignments. We have assignments that we go through, different parts. Some of the things we did is we took clips. We put your tracks under clips from TV shows and movies and stuff like that. You guys can see me create a track from scratch off of a real brief. And you can create a track. Your assignment is to create a track off that same brief. There's a couple of different. We built out our own music library directory. A lot of cool stuff coming. Also, I got a new interview coming out. I did an podcast interview with the homie this morning. One of the big guys in the sync space, especially on Instagram and TikTok. Let me know if you guys can guess who it is. One of the bigger guys in the sync space. A song with Jay Matthews. Oh, I think I did play it. I didn't know that was your beat. I did not know I played that. Or I didn't know that was your beat. Let me find it real quick, just to make sure. Jay Matthews, Overdrive, right? Yeah, this track was dope. This was a trap metal beat. Duh, Eric Boston. I should have known that was you. Yeah, I gave feedback on that one. I think I said I really liked the arrangement of how you had different elements to the track. Vocals were dope. Connor Musura? No, but I do know Connor. I don't talk to him. We follow each other. I should get him on here. He's dope. I think he does tap into sync a little bit, and he's dope, man. I like his energy. He's a cool dude. And that track, back it up, retrograde like Mercury. That track goes hard. I love that track. XJ Will, damn. How did you know? How did you know it was him? Yeah, it's XJ Will. You know Excalibur made it when he got that 8K camera? Nah, man. I've been had this camera. I just had the settings wrong this entire time. This is the same camera I've been using the entire time. My settings have been off. And I'm on a new streaming platform, which is why. I'm going to start making music again. Y'all are inspirational. Key, I don't even know why you would quit making music, bro. You're crazy. You're crazy. Yes, XJ Will. We've already talked to Clint on the page. XJ Will, he honestly, like, I don't want to just say this with everybody who comes on here and talks about sync, but XJ Will dropped legit gems. Like, I learned a lot from talking to him. I told him that too. Like, I learned a lot from talking to him. And if you guys don't know, XJ Will and Clint Productions, I'm promoting other sync guys in the community here on this channel. Let's go. I like it. XJ Will and Anthony Clint Jr. have a meetup, like a whole sync seminar called Shades, really geared towards bringing a diverse community in the sync licensing game. There's not a lot of diversity as far as ethnicities and stuff, and that's the main focus of it. Doesn't matter what race you are, or heritage, or anything like that. Sexuality does not matter. They're just trying to bring diversity to the game, and they're going to be dropping gems. There's going to be some big people there. Like, when he told me one of the people who was going to be there, I was like, what? How did you even know that person? Like, person who signed. some supervisors, libraries, and stuff like that. If you don't know about it, I recommend following their broadcast channel on Instagram. I'm going to be there. I think I'm speaking there. I am speaking there. And it's going to be dope. It's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. It'll also be a virtual ticket, but it's hosted by Jay Will and Clint. You can hear more about it next week when we drop the interview. Man, like I said, he drops gems. I learned a lot. Is it too late to submit? Unfortunately, it is. That was the end of the stream, but we'll open up a new link next week. Do not use this link. We're going to be opening up a new link next week. All right. Oh, yeah, you're working on your business. I remember the key. I remember. Yeah, XJ Wells dope. Rewind it back. Yeah. Shout out to all the chin curtains. What you know about the chin curtains revision? What you know about the chin curtains? Thanks to everyone for the inspiration and motivation. I'm going to get my music and film. I love it. Love that mindset. Thanks for the laugh earlier, too. The homie Jay came in with the heat. Said, I'm always in the Discord with the same name tag. Hit me up whenever. I'm here to provide as much value as possible for anyone to learn. Yeah, I remember you just came in this week. I'm pretty sure you came in this week. And you got heat, man. You got heat. I would love to have you a part of the team. You guys have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Focus on do something this weekend that gives you fulfillment. And if it's not music, that's okay. Do something this weekend that you find great fulfillment in. I don't care if it's playing soccer because you played soccer when you were 6 years old and you have great memories, just being free and not contained by anything. But take that time, maybe an hour this week, to really focus on you. Do something that finds you fulfillment, even if it's not music, and just come back with that same energy next week. You guys have a good one. Thanks for tolerating my weirdness. We'll be back again. It's good to be back. Peace.